Have you ever sat in silence wondering why the world seems blind to your worth? No matter how much you give, it feels like you're being taken for granted, doesn't it? It's frustrating, like you're shouting into the void, waiting for someone to truly see you. But here's the raw, unapologetic truth. Most men are overlooked because they've been conditioned to seek approval rather than embodying undeniable value. Let me ask you this. Are you like most men? Or are you different? You're here right now because you're ready for something more. You're done with begging for attention. You're ready to command respect. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about unlocking the raw, magnetic power that already exists within you. If you've ever wanted to make a woman truly value you without saying a single word, this is your moment. Stay with me till the end, because what I'm about to share could change your life forever. Here's the thing most men never hear. Society tells you to be nice, to cater to her every whim, to do whatever it takes to make her happy. But let's be real. Where has that gotten you? Be honest with yourself. If you're watching this, it's because you've had enough. You've realized that bending over backward doesn't make her love you more. In fact, it makes her respect you less. It stings, doesn't it? Watching her value everyone else while you wait in the shadows, hoping she'll notice you. But the problem isn't her, it's you. And I don't say that to hurt you. I say it because it's time to take control. It's time to own your power and rewrite the rules. Today we're diving into 10 silent actions that will make any woman respect and value you in ways she's never valued anyone else. But don't just listen, apply what you learn. Trust me, once you do, there's no turning back. If you're ready to transform your life, drop a comment below that says, "I'm ready, let's begin." 1. Never chase, always attract. Everywhere you look, men are chasing women, flooding their DMs, bending over backward to prove their worth, exhausting themselves just to keep her interested. But let me ask you this. Do you think she respects that? She doesn't. When you're constantly chasing, you're sending a clear message that she's the prize and you're just another contestant vying for her attention. Let that sink in. By chasing, you diminish your power. You're silently telling her and yourself that you're not good enough as you are, that her validation is what completes you. Women sense this desperation. They're incredibly intuitive and they can smell insecurity from a mile away. The moment they see it, their respect for you fades. Chasing also makes you predictable, and predictability is the enemy of attraction. You might be thinking, if I don't chase her, I'll lose her. But here's the truth you need to hear. If a woman is genuinely interested in you, you don't need to chase her. And if she's not, no amount of chasing will ever change that. In fact, the very act of chasing tells her that you don't value yourself. So, what should you do instead? Attract. Stop chasing and focus on becoming the kind of man who naturally draws others toward him. How? By working on yourself. Start with your body. Hit the gym. Build broad shoulders, a strong chest, and a commanding presence. When you walk into a room exuding confidence, you don't need words to make an impression. She'll feel it. Then, work on your mind. Read, learn, and grow. Take risks and expand your horizons. A man who is constantly evolving is impossible to ignore. Finally, work on your purpose. Find your goals and pursue them with laser focus. A man driven by his purpose doesn't have time to revolve his life around anyone else, and ironically, that's exactly what makes him irresistible. When a woman sees that your life doesn't revolve around her, she'll want to be part of it. Women value what they have to work for, just like you do. The less available you are, the more valuable you become. When you chase, you tell her she's your entire world. When you don't, you tell her that she'd be lucky to be part of your world. Which type of man do you think she respects more? Let's address the fear of losing her. It's powerful, isn't it? But let me tell you something. It's not real. Fear is just a story you're telling yourself, A woman doesn't leave because you stop chasing her. She leaves because she never respected you in the first place. The only way to truly keep a woman is to earn her respect. And respect is built through strength, confidence, and self-worth. You don't gain those by chasing. You gain them by standing firm in who you are and letting her come to you. From this moment on, stop texting her 5 times a day. Stop rearranging your life to fit hers. Stop showing up every time she calls just because you're afraid she'll find someone else if you don't. And if she does find someone else, let her. A woman who can't see your worth isn't worth your time. Your silence, your distance, your ability to walk away, that's your power. Use it. 2. Command. Respect with boundaries. Boundaries are how you demand respect without saying a word. When you set boundaries, you're saying, "This is who I am, this is what I stand for, and I will not compromise." Women don't just respect that, they crave it. Let me ask you something. How many times have you let her get away with things that bothered you? Maybe she was late to a date and you shrugged it off. Maybe she disrespected you in front of her friends and you stayed silent. Maybe she cancelled plans last minute and you acted like it was no big deal. But it was a big deal, wasn't it? It ate at you. You felt small, weak, invisible, and yet you said nothing. Why? Because you were afraid to upset her, afraid to lose her. But let me tell you something. Every time you let her cross a line, you teach her that you have no lines. You teach her that you're not a man she needs to respect. That stops today. Here's something most men don't realize. Women test men all the time. They push boundaries, not because they're cruel, but because they want to see if you'll hold your ground. When you fail the test, you lose their respect. But when you pass it, you gain it tenfold. Boundaries aren't about controlling her, they're about controlling yourself. They're about deciding what you will and won't tolerate and standing by that decision. A man with boundaries is a man with self-respect, and women respect men who respect themselves. What about the fear? The fear that setting boundaries will push her away. It's real, isn't it? But let me ask you this. Do you want a woman who respects you, or do you want a woman who walks all over you? Because you can't have both. A woman who truly values you will respect your boundaries. She may push back at first. She may test you to see if you mean what you say, but if you stand firm, she'll admire you for it. And if she doesn't, if she leaves because you dared to demand respect, then she wasn't the right woman for you anyway. Here's the secret most men don't know. Women don't want a doormat. They don't want a man who agrees with everything they say or does everything they want. They want a man who stands up to them, challenges them, and holds his ground. That's what excites them. That's what keeps them coming back. So the next time she crosses a line, don't stay silent. Don't let it slide. Speak up, calmly, clearly, and unapologetically. Tell her where your boundaries lie. And if she doesn't respect them, walk away. Because a woman who doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't respect you. And without respect, there can be no real relationship. Boundaries aren't just about relationships, they're about life. A man who sets boundaries at work, with friends, and in his personal life commands respect wherever he goes. He's the man who doesn't just attract women. He attracts success, admiration, and power. That's the kind of man you're here to become. Remember this. You don't need to be loved by everyone. You don't need to be liked by every woman you meet, but you do need to be respected. And respect starts with you. Set your boundaries, enforce them, and watch how the world and women respond. 3. Master the power of silence. Most men talk too much. They don't know when to stop or when to let silence do the work. They feel the need to explain themselves, justify their actions, and fill every gap in the conversation, all because they're afraid of what silence might say. But here's the truth. Silence speaks louder than any words you could ever utter. When it comes to women, silence can be your most powerful weapon. Let me ask you this. How often do you find yourself over-explaining? Maybe she asked why you didn't text back right away, and you launched into a long-winded explanation about how you were busy, your phone died, or you didn't see the message. Do you think she respects that? She doesn't. She'll start asking herself questions. What's he thinking? Why isn't he saying more? Why doesn't he feel the need to explain himself? That curiosity drives her crazy, making you unforgettable. Think about it. When a man walks into a room, sits down and says nothing, who gets more attention? The guy talking non-stop or the guy sitting quietly, observing, exuding calm confidence? It's always the quiet man. Silence is powerful because it shows you're comfortable with yourself. It shows you don't need to perform or prove anything. That's the kind of confidence women can't resist. But silence isn't just about mystery. It's also about control. The man who can control his tongue, who can stay silent in moments of tension or conflict, is the man who controls the room. How many times have you gotten into an argument with a woman and felt the need to win? You raised your voice, tried to outtalk her, or pushed to prove you were right. Did it work? Or did it make things worse? When you argue and lose control, you lose respect. But when you stay silent, when you let her words bounce off you without reacting, you show her that you're unshakable. Women don't respect men who lose their temper. They respect men who stay calm and don't let anyone push their buttons. The next time you're in a heated conversation, try this. Say nothing. Look her in the eye, listen calmly, and let her words run their course. Eventually she'll stop, and in that silence, she'll realize she's not dealing with just any man. She's dealing with a man who knows his worth. Silence can also be a way to command respect without uttering a word. Imagine you're on a date. She's talking about her day, and instead of interrupting or chiming in with your own stories, you just listen. You give her your full attention without dominating the conversation. You let her speak, let her reveal herself, while you remain an enigma. She'll notice, she'll feel your presence in a way she's never felt before, and she'll respect you for it. When you learn to sit in silence, to be comfortable with your own company, you become the kind of man who doesn't need validation from anyone. And that's the kind of man women can't ignore. 4. Exude calm in chaos. Life is chaotic. Relationships are chaotic. And most men crumble under that chaos. They let their emotions take over, reacting without thinking, losing control. But not you. You're different. You're the man who stays calm no matter what. You're the man who exudes strength and stability when everyone else is falling apart. That calmness, it's one of the most attractive traits a man can have. Women are emotional beings. They feel deeply, and when their world feels like it's spinning out of control, they look to the men in their lives for stability. When she's upset, stressed, or overwhelmed, she doesn't need you to panic with her. She needs you to be her anchor. She needs to see someone who's unshaken, someone who can handle anything. That's what makes her feel safe. That's what makes her value you. But staying calm isn't just about her. It's about you. When you let your emotions control you, you make poor decisions. You say things you don't mean. You act impulsively and lose respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Calmness is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Calmness also defines how you handle life's challenges. Life will throw curveballs, setbacks, failures, and disappointments, but the way you respond to those challenges defines who you are. Women notice this even when you think they're not paying attention. They observe how you handle pressure, how you deal with adversity. The man who faces challenges with calm determination, who refuses to let setbacks break him, is the man they admire. When a woman looks at you, she's not just seeing who you are today. She's imagining what it would be like to build a life with you. Can she count on you to be strong when times get tough? Can she trust you to keep your cool when the world feels like it's falling apart? If the answer is yes, she'll value you more than you can imagine. From this moment on, make a commitment to yourself. Commit to staying calm in the face of chaos. Commit to being the man who doesn't lose his cool, who doesn't let emotions dictate his actions. Because the man who masters calmness masters everything. And that's the kind of man women can't help but respect and admire. 5. Own your space. When a man walks into a room, his presence either dominates or fades. There's no in between. Women notice how you carry yourself. It's not about looks or money. Your presence alone speaks volumes. Most men shrink into the background, unsure of themselves, afraid to take up space, but not you. You're not here to blend in. You're here to own your space, to command the room with quiet confidence. The way you stand, the way you walk, the way you hold your head, it all tells a story about who you are. Do you slouch? Do you avoid eye contact? Do you hesitate in your movements? Every one of those actions screams insecurity, and women can sense it instantly. But when you stand tall, shoulders back, head held high, and move with purpose, you send a very different message. You tell the world, and every woman in it, that you're a man who knows his worth. Think about it. Women are naturally drawn to strength. They're biologically wired to seek men who can protect, provide, and lead. And strength isn't just physical. It's how you carry yourself, how you project yourself into the world. When you own your space, you radiate strength. And that strength is magnetic. Owning your space isn't just about posture or body language. It's about mindset. It's about knowing you deserve to be there, wherever there is. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning whether you belong. You belong because you've earned your place. And if anyone doubts that, that's their problem, not yours. When you walk into a room, don't hesitate. Don't linger at the edges, hoping someone will notice you. Walk straight in. Find a spot. Claim it. Make eye contact with the people around you, not aggressively, but with calm confidence. Let your presence be felt before you even say a word. Women notice this. They notice the man who isn't trying too hard, who isn't fidgeting or seeking approval. They notice the man who's comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't need anyone else to validate his worth. Your space is yours, whether it's at work, in a social setting, or even at home. You have the right to take up space, to assert yourself, to be seen. Don't let anyone, especially a woman, make you feel small. Respect yourself enough to demand respect from others. And remember, that respect starts with how you carry yourself. When you own your space, you're telling the world that you are here, that you matter, and that you are unshakable. 6. Prioritize purpose. Over pursuit. Women are not the purpose of your life. Let that sink in. Most men spend their lives chasing women, thinking that's the ultimate goal. But here's the truth. The men who chase women rarely get them. The men who chase their purpose, their passion, their goals, those are the men women chase. When you prioritize women over your purpose, you're sending a clear message. You're more important than my dreams. You're more important than my mission. While that might sound romantic, it's actually a huge turnoff. Women don't want to be the center of your universe. They want to be part of it. They want to stand beside a man who's going somewhere, who's building something, who's on fire for his vision. Ask yourself this: what's your purpose? What drives you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? If your answer is women, you're already losing. Your purpose should be bigger than any one person. It should be the thing that gives your life meaning, the thing that makes you unstoppable. Women respect men with a purpose. They admire men who are so focused, so determined, that nothing, not even them, can derail their mission. This doesn't mean ignoring women or treating them as unimportant. It means putting your goals first. It means being so committed to your vision that you don't have time to chase anyone. And here's the irony. When you stop chasing, women start noticing. They see your drive, your ambition, your passion, and they want to be part of it. Prioritizing your purpose isn't just about attracting women. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. When you're focused on your goals, you grow. You become stronger, smarter, more confident. You develop the kind of energy that draws people in, the kind of energy that makes women value you, without you having to lift a finger. So stop wasting your time chasing women who don't care about you. Start chasing your dreams, your vision, your purpose. Build a life so incredible that women can't help but notice. And when they do, you won't have to chase them. They'll come to you. 7. Value your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. It's the one thing you can never get back, and yet most men give it away freely to anyone who asks, to anyone who demands it. Women notice this. They notice the man who's always available, always waiting, always ready to drop everything for her, and they don't respect it. Why? Because anything that's too available is seen as worthless. Think about it. When was the last time you valued something that was easy to get? Women are no different. They value what's scarce, what's rare, what's difficult to obtain. If you're always available, always saying yes, always putting her needs above your own, you're telling her that your time isn't valuable. And if you don't value your time, why should she? Start treating your time like gold. Be selective about how you spend it and with whom. If a woman cancels plans last minute, don't reschedule right away. If she's late, don't wait around. Show her through your actions that your time is precious. Women respect men who respect themselves, and respecting yourself starts with respecting your time. This doesn't mean being rude or dismissive. It means setting standards. It means being clear about what you will and won't tolerate. When you value your time, you send a powerful message. I'm a man with a life, with goals, with purpose. If you want to be part of that life, you need to respect my time. Stop wasting hours texting back and forth with women who don't invest in you. Stop spending your weekends waiting for her to call. Use that time to build yourself. Go to the gym, work on your side hustle, spend time with friends who uplift you. The more you invest in yourself, the more valuable your time becomes. And the more valuable your time becomes, the more women will value you. Time is the one thing women can't take from you, unless you let them. So don't let them. Protect your time like your life depends on it, because it does. And when you do, you'll notice something incredible. Women will start chasing you, not because you're playing games, but because they see a man who knows his worth, a man who doesn't give away his time for free, a man who's focused, driven, and unstoppable. Remember this, your time is gold. Don't waste it on people who don't see its value. Spend it on yourself, on your goals, on your vision, and watch how your life and your relationships transform. 8. Stay mysterious. Women don't respect what they can predict. They value what keeps them intrigued, what keeps their curiosity alive. Yet most men make the same mistake. They put all their cards on the table too soon. They think being an open book will win her over, that telling her every little detail about their life will make her feel closer to them. But that's not how attraction works. Attraction thrives on mystery. When she knows everything about you, there's nothing left for her to uncover, nothing to spark her imagination. Think about it. Women are drawn to stories, puzzles, things they can't fully figure out. If you tell her everything about yourself right away, what's left for her to wonder about? Nothing. And without wonder, there's no excitement. But when you're mysterious, when you reveal yourself slowly and intentionally, you become someone she can't stop thinking about. She'll find herself replaying your conversations, trying to decode your actions, wondering what makes you tick. And that intrigue makes you unforgettable. Staying mysterious isn't about playing games. It's about understanding the power of restraint. You don't need to tell her every detail about your day. You don't need to explain every move you make. When she asks you a question, you don't have to give her the whole story. A simple, confident answer is often more powerful than a detailed explanation. And when you leave her with questions, you create space for her to chase you, invest in you, and want to know more. Mystery isn't just about what you say, it's about how you carry yourself. When you walk into a room, do you look like a man who has nothing to hide, or do you carry an air of quiet confidence, a presence that says, "There's more to me than meets the eye"? Women notice the man who doesn't feel the need to broadcast every thought. They notice the man who moves through life with purpose and composure. Here's the key. Mystery is about balance. If you're too closed off, you come across as distant or uninterested. But if you're too open, you lose your intrigue. The sweet spot is revealing just enough to keep her engaged while holding back enough to keep her curious. Share your passions, but don't overshare your weaknesses. Show her your strength, but don't lay your vulnerabilities bare too soon. Give her glimpses of who you are, but make her work to see the full picture. Mystery is a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice. The next time you're talking to a woman, challenge yourself to say less. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, to fill the silence, to give her all the answers, stop. Let the silence speak for you. Let her wonder. Let her chase. Because the man who stays mysterious is the man she can't resist. Ninth, stand unshaken in the face of criticism. Most men crumble under criticism. They let the opinions of others define their worth, and women notice this. They notice the man who seeks approval, the one who changes himself to fit in, the one who reacts emotionally to every little comment, and they don't respect it. Women respect men who are unshaken, who stand firm in their beliefs, their values, and their identity. Ask yourself this: how often do you let criticism get under your skin? How often do you change your behavior because someone disapproved of it? Every time you do, you give away your power. You tell the world that their opinion matters more than your own. Women can sense that weakness. They can sense when a man is looking for validation, when he's afraid to stand alone. And nothing kills attraction faster than insecurity. Standing unshaken doesn't mean ignoring feedback or refusing to grow. It means knowing who you are and staying true to it, no matter what anyone else says. It means listening to criticism without letting it define you. It means being open to improvement, but only on your own terms. When a woman sees that you're confident in who you are, that you're not swayed by the opinions of others, she can't help but respect you. When a woman criticizes you, it's often a test. She wants to see how you'll react. Will you crumble? Will you lash out? Or will you stand firm? The man who stands firm, who doesn't let her words shake him, is the man she admires. The man who lets her criticism roll off his back, who continues to be himself without apology, is the man she values. Remember this: criticism is just an opinion. It's not a fact. It doesn't define you unless you let it. The next time someone criticizes you, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, does this align with who I am? Is there value in this feedback, or is it just noise? If it's noise, let it go. If there's value, take it and grow. But never let it shake your confidence, your identity, or your power. 10. Lead with action, not words. Talk is cheap. Promises are meaningless without follow-through. And women know this better than anyone. They've heard it all before. The empty promises, the grand declarations, the sweet words with no substance. They don't care what you say. They care what you do. If your actions don't align with your words, you'll lose their respect every time. The man who leads with action doesn't need to talk about what he's going to do. He just does it. He doesn't promise her the world. He builds it. He doesn't tell her he's going to succeed. He shows her through his work ethic, his discipline, his results. Women respect men who deliver, who back up their words with actions, who let their lives speak for themselves. Ask yourself this: how often do you make promises you don't keep? How often do you say you're going to do something only to let it slide? Every broken promise, every unfulfilled commitment chips away at your integrity. And without integrity, you have nothing. Women value integrity more than anything else. They value the man who does what he says he'll do, who follows through no matter how difficult or inconvenient it is. Leading with action isn't just about keeping your promises. It's about living a life of consistency, discipline, and purpose. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, even when no one is watching. It's about being a man of your word, not just in your relationships, but in every area of your life. When a woman sees that you're consistent, reliable, and disciplined, she knows she can trust you. And trust is the foundation of respect. Words are easy. Anyone can say the right thing, make the right promise, tell the right story. But actions require effort, commitment, and follow-through. Actions reveal who you really are. The man who leads with action doesn't need to seek respect. It's given to him naturally because he's earned it. From this day forward, let your actions define you. Don't talk about what you're going to do it. Don't promise her a better life, build it. Don't tell her you're the man she's been looking for. show her. The man who leads with action, who lives with integrity, who stays true to his word, is the man she'll value for a lifetime. Conclusion and call to action. You will be valued not because you demand it, but because you embody it. These aren't tricks or games, they're principles. Principles that, when applied, will transform your relationships, your confidence, and your life. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to act. You have to take what you've learned and put it into practice every single day, because the man who takes action is the man who changes his life. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know which of these principles you're going to start applying today. Don't forget to like the video so it reaches more men who need to hear this. Your support makes all the difference.